The final piece on this program from our journey from Bach to Beethoven has to do with a Beethoven Sonata number 2, Opus 5 number 2. Now, with this piece, there's an anecdote pertaining to a double bass player named Domenico Dragonetti. According to legend, Dragonetti was the greatest double bass player in history. And he was passing through Vienna, and while he was there, he met with Beethoven. According to their mutual friend, Samuel Appleby, Beethoven had been told that his new friend could execute cello music on his huge instrument. And so one morning, when Dragonetti called at his room, he expressed a desire to hear a sonata. The contrabass was sent for, and the sonata, Opus 2 of number 2 of Opus 5, was selected. Beethoven played his part with his eyes immovably fixed upon his companion, and in the finale, where the arpeggios occur, he was so delighted and excited at the close that he sprang up and threw his arms around both player and instrument. So that's kind of a fun story to think about. Now, this piece was written in 1796 when Beethoven was still just in his early 20s, and you can hear that young passion on the part of Beethoven. It's full of passion, full of fire. Now, the beginning of this piece is actually rather expanded, almost like the Pathétique Sonata, very long chords and moody and brooding, and then a fiery allegro bursts forth. Now, it's actually possible that this sonata was premiered by the same Duport whose work we heard earlier in this program. So it all kind of ties together, and once again, Beethoven was at the piano. One last tidbit about these cello sonatas that I, as a pianist, like to share. These pieces were titled Sonata for Piano with Cello Accompaniment. Yes. The reason for this is actually prior to this work, when there were cello sonatas, what they were really was continuo sonatas. Sonatas for keyboard with a continuo part. And so the cello would just be playing along, doubling the left-hand accompaniment. Now, Beethoven saw so much lyrical potential in the cello that the parts just develop and they blossom and they grow, and it births this entirely new genre. So in a very real sense, these Opus 5s are the first true sonatas for cello and piano, title notwithstanding. Hope you've enjoyed these program notes, and I hope you enjoy this performance of Opus 5 number 2, Movement 1 even more. Thank you so much for joining us today.